see them on game day, how they celebrate the game, how they photobomb.
Best guy here, man. Oh my God, I'll see you.
Reporters recounted how Travis Kelce pulled up to the Chiefs' gleaming Newoka series premiere in Kansas City like a leading man stepping from a reel. Sidewalks crackling with flashes and fans stretching for a glimpse as he slid from a $400,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, lenses catching the sheen of his shades and the jacket slung over one shoulder, every inch the cover model come. While beneath the buzz, the real hunt was for a single sighting, whether Taylor Swift might materialize on his arm and detonate timelines, but she didn't, and he moved in alone, unruffled, while a tense valet guarded the Phantom from the slightest nick and murmurs of a last-second Taylor twist drifted like static, and once inside, the Kelces turned the carpet into a home huddle, Donna serene and Ed beaming so wide it looked permanent, half joking to close by mics that affection had juiced Travis's form and the coming season could be his masterwork. Since, as he teased, love can be octane for performance, and witnesses said at 35 Travis seemed more comic book Titan than tight end, body chiseled by Boca Raton sessions and energy that refused to sag, and Coach Andy Reid handled questions at the backdrop until Travis jumped in with hands on his shoulders, a mashup of enforcer and class clown, the familiar duality that keeps him both royalty and rascal, and the coach, pro that he is, still fielded the Taylor line, smiling as he cast her as perhaps the planet's most famous woman since a queen, lauding her leadership and grind, and by then the premiere had outgrown a team rollout and turned into the city's hottest ticket, pulled by swift gravity, with the carpet reading like a family photo as Patrick Mahomes and Britney posed with prom night polish, while Travis drifted between teammates, owner Tavia Hunt, and the always put-together Tammy Reed, in a gray suit, white tee, clean whites, and dark lenses. Effortless if your uncle were a 6-time All-Pro with 2 rings, while 1,000 miles away, Selena Gomez headlined a Cabo bachelorette that read like cinema, yacht-bound with Ashley Cook, Raquel Stevens, Courtney Lopez, and cousin Priscilla, sun-burning diamonds on the Pacific as cameras soaked up laughs, dance-offs, and clinks of rose, her strapless black suit minting new Instagram folklore before she pivoted mid-trip to white pants and brown boots for land fun. Because why not serve 2 archetypal looks in one weekend? And fiancé Benny Blanco, meanwhile, threw a Vegas bachelor blowout with a platoon of 25 friends, leaving the internet to volley one loud question, where Taylor was while 2 parties raged in 2 cities, and speculation ignited as some pictured her in Kansas City playing supportive partner, others joked that cats sleeping on suitcases had sabotaged the itinerary, group chats turned detective boards, meme swarm feeds, and ultimately whispers said she felt under the weather, a tidy answer that only thickened the mystique, nudging fans to imagine her quietly rooting for Travis. And back in Cabo, Selena's bash unfolded like a legend in the making, the kind of tale friends retell for years, while talk of a California wedding promised an intimate, star-salted ceremony with Nana's biscuits and gravy nodding to Texas roots, and in Kansas City, insiders said Taylor greenlit every appearance in the Chiefs' sleek 6-part ESPN doc, showing how easygoing she could be, the series framed as a Valentine to team, kin and city and with. Taylor folded and it felt like finding extra fries at the bottom of the bag, fans delighting in glimpses of her as the fan in the stands at Arrowhead, sharing nachos, chirping at refs, living the NFL cadence like anyone else, and execs quietly praised the priceless brand boost, because you can't buy the world's biggest pop star casually co-signing your team, and the season itself, as mapped by the show, was packed. The Chiefs ripping to 15-2 in 2024 and looking bulletproof until the Eagles upset them in the Super Bowl, putting a pin in three-peat chatter and making heartbreak part of the bond between city, roster, and the superstar in the suites, and Vegas, ever opportunistic, laid odds not just on wins but on romance, setting lines on whether Taylor would grab another Grammy before Travis bent a knee, handing roughly 40% to Grammy Gold and 11% to engagement, nudging Swifties to spend on tour nights. Not confetti, but the couple didn't slow for rumor spreadsheets, and then Taylor detonated the net by announcing the life of a showgirl live on Travis's podcast, a relationship soft launch done the unorthodox way, ditching the choreographed dual grid posts for a sports audio drop, with Travis having heard early and dubbing the track list 12 unskippable cuts. Enough to wind fans into a frenzy as forecasts pitched October 3rd as a streamquake that could crash platforms with hundreds of millions of plays in a day, and Travis doubled the spectacle with a GQ cover run that swung from absurdist couture to swagger, channeling Crocodile Dundee in designer drag while cradling a live gator, topped by a shaggy fur hat the size of carry-on luggage, hands tucked in yellow work gloves and a watch gleaming like hardware, with styling from La Roche, the architect behind Zendaya's myth-making fits, turning overalls and swamp grit into runway, then flipping him into a fringe-lined leather Balenciaga jacket, bare chest, ivory trousers, cowboy boots, a plains to Paris. Collision, and for the finale he sprang into the ocean in just a cowboy hat and gold chain, staring down the lens like a Baywatch audition routed through the Midwest, the cover freezing him midair on a flyboard in short shorts, a red Prada vest, and a Rolex worth more than the ski beneath him, and word floated that he spends 3 hours on game day looks, which suddenly read like a museum curator cataloging chaos couture. And his improvisation wasn't only for cameras, because on the field he thrives in the margins, 6'5" at 35, still twitchy and clever, but more dangerous for breaking patterns at exactly the right second, a habit rooted in the Alex Smith years when the offense ran tight scripts weighted to receivers, until film review showed Smith that Travis was reliably available even if a chalk spot wasn't exact, birthing a quiet directive, when unsure, find 87, an almost rule that sliced defenses and made adaptability the secret sauce executives wish they could bottle. So while Travis dominated carpets and covers, Selena rode the Cabo tide, Taylor played MVP partner from the wings, and Vegas hedged its bets on rings and Grammys, the threads wove into a single pop sport tapestry, the Chiefs stock morphing from a football ode into a crossover carnival, and for anyone still gnawing on the Bachelorette absence, the swirl of rumors gave way to the simple line Travis himself offered, that she hadn't felt well, the plain truth muffled beneath celebrity noise, and attention spun forward to what might land next. A wedding, another Super Bowl, a midnight podcast reveal. One sure thing being that with Travis and Taylor at the center, Kansas City had turned into a global marquee, and everyone held a front row view, and somewhere a Phantom waited for its next red carpet lap without a nervous valet in sight, while inside the premiere, the ESPN series stitched living room warmth to Arrowhead thunder